Welcome to Traders of the Lost Charts. I am your host, Sarah Ristaino. Today, I interviewed Amanda Buchanan, a very good friend of mine. Traders of the Lost Charts is a Rocky Outcrop community podcast.
Spectacular results of the Ranger and Mariner mission. And the other
He's a family man who enjoys the race.
Hello, Amanda Buchanan. Welcome to Traders of the Lost Charts. How are you tonight?
Hello, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on and, sharing your story with us. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do, Amanda?
Okay, I've only had one answer for that my entire life, and it is I have no clue. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know. I do work. I'm a mom. I do all those things. I try to take care of myself, but that never happened. So, yeah, I don't really do that well. Yeah, not a bodybuilder or anything fun like that, but that's pretty a boring, mundane life is what I live.
Awesome. I like boring and mundane. That's great. That means you're doing it right. But you are dabbling in the trading arena these days, aren't you?
I am. I actually, honestly, out of all the things besides my children, and honestly, they're toss ups at this point, and they're going to see this podcast, so it's fair enough. I'm saying this, and they're going to see it. I don't know how they're going to turn out. They're all literally like it's just like a flipping a coin. I don't know. I think they're all good. Who knows? Parents never bet too heavy on one end, but I'm really, other than my three girls, I'm pretty proud of how far I've come in trading, even though I didn't mean to do trading and I didn't mean to end up here. So it's a little complicated story, but
How
yeah.
did you end up here?
I would love to say I have a great answer. I don't know. And I thought about it today because I knew we were going to do this tonight, but I did some investing years ago. I don't know. There was something, and I don't know if this will make sense to anyone out there, but I would do things that made rational sense, like straight up rational sense. And then I would see it not do what it was supposed to do based off of basically some fundamentals. And I'm like, what is this other factor? I don't know. But I would sit and watch charts with, I don't know how clearly, maybe this was before Google. I don't know. But I didn't Google, like, what is this thing? What is technical? I had no clue what it was, but I was always intrigued by it. And then GameStop, like most of us, and then somehow I ended up on Rocky's channel, and it was just calm and welcoming and nice, and nobody or probably made fun of me, but not to my face. So I felt completely comfortable.
I never made fun of you. I only make fun of you to your face.
That's me too. I only make fun of you to your face.
Yes.
I would never do that to someone behind their back. No, but it was just a very welcoming community. And it kind of like me looking back on it in hindsight, I think I always had an interest that I didn't realize was an interest. I don't think with mine it started with GameStop. I think it was kind of, and I had got my first bonus ever, $10,000. Sarah, you're going to love this, but $10,000 bonus. I was like, I'm going to be so financially responsible. Guess what I'm doing? I'm paying $5,000 down on my student loans. No, like prepaying. I'm not spending a penny. $5,000 on student loans, and I'm going to take $5,000. I'm going to buy Apple. Yeah, went into Smith Barney. Actually, I think it was $20,000 bonus. It was 10,000 student loans, 10,000 I had for Apple shares. Went into my financial advisor Smith Barney, Morgan Stanley. And he said, I just don't think that's a safe investment. And I think Apple was $26 a share. Keep in mind, this is like when Rocky talks about Forrest Gump. This was Forrest Gump. This was before Forrest fucking Gump.
God.
Sorry, I don't know if it's allowed on the podcast network. Apologize. But they convinced me to buy, I think it was in 2008, 2007. I wanted to buy $10,000 worth of Apple. And instead, Morgan Stanley Smith Barney convinced me to buy $5,000 worth of Citigroup, which was their parent company, and $5,000 worth of Apple. Needless to say, after 2009 happened, and the Citigroup went from like $70 to like $3, and Apple I was basically even, and I was like, no, I should have trusted my gut. Wow. So I've had lots of things in my life to where I'm like, I'm curious, but I never felt comfortable. I never felt welcome to learn. Mm-hmm. And that's what this community has given me, is I feel, because I ask stupid questions all the time, and everybody's just kind of laughs and it's like, okay, well, but here you go. Here's your answer. And I'm like, thanks. It's awesome.
Yeah, everybody is happy to answer all questions, no matter how silly or rudimentary they feel to the person asking. It's a good sign. It's a sign of growth and willingness to learn, and we encourage that.
When I think for me, like the thing I've figured out about trading, I think, keep in mind, the more I think I know about trading, the less I realize I know. So it's like catch-22. I'm like, oh, let me share this wisdom. And but also I'm an idiot. 100%. I don't know jack shit. Do not put too much credence in what I have to say. But the more I learn about it, I think it's more like law and medicine. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is not you don't take a course in trading, because if you did 20 years ago, what would your stance be on crypto? If you literally stopped your education at that point, you really wouldn't have any education on crypto. So like for me, I feel like it's more like law and medicine. Mm-hmm. We're practitioners. We've got to be constantly learning. And yes, it's exhausting, but I also read recently that means that we have less chance of getting Alzheimer's. So I'm straight up on board with that.
Hey, the more you know.
After school special.
No, that's great. I guess when you learn, you grow more neural connections, which would be good. That would be good for your brain and your brain's health. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, so I think I just love to learn. And this community has been so welcoming, with me literally not knowing anything and landing here. And the tolerance the tolerance, and I don't even know. I can't even imagine how many times that Rocky or Jamie both had just turned their head and thought, oh, bless her heart. Even though I know that bless her little heart's not a Scottish thing, they probably should take it up after dealing with me for 2 years. Bless her little heart is something they should say.
They should. Yeah,
bless her little heart.
Incorporate it into their lingo. I was teaching Rocky Gen Z terminology recently. Was it Gen Z or Gen X? You know, like you got Riz, bruh.
Seriously, Sarah, taking Dallas down seriously, like taking her down to college, going shopping for all the dorm stuff. Literally, if I saw anyone, excuse me, yeah, this is on the podcast, but look at me and go, bruh, one more time, I'm gonna lose. Literally, I would be like, what do you think about this throw pillow? Bro, and I'm like, I don't know.
Bro.
I feel like, honestly, if someone says the word bro, I get like goosebumps up my back and my hair stands up. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? Okay.
I know.
Bro.
There's some great terminology though that is going around, like it's giving haunted, you know, if you see something spooky, or like that's based if you hear something you agree with. So it's great. Like, I love it.
Well, that makes sense. That's base. That
That's
means
base.
it's got a solid base.
Yeah.
It's based. It's rooted. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yes, and my girls, when I start trying to figure out what they're saying and trying to translate it into, yeah, that makes sense. They're like, stop, mom, stop. It's just you're just killing it for you. Just
Uh-huh.
use the words and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Yep, bruh. Okay, so what's your favorite new term, Sarah?
Favorite new term.
I don't know the generation.
Absolutely, Riz. Absolutely.
Yes.
It feels so connected to other ways of expressing coolness, and it's literally just short for charisma. But if you could imagine like a dude, putting on a front to impress a girl, the perfect thing to describe it is, oh, he's rizzing her up. And it's just hilarious. I love it.
Raising her up.
He's rizzing her up. Yep.
What? So Dallas Ann went to her first date party last night. Yeah, yes, this is a Traders podcast. Just hang in there. But she went to her first date party last night, and it was a Barbie, whatever themed date party. But the guy had 5 dates. And so she texted me this morning. Yesterday, she's like calling me from the dress shops and she's like, how's this look? And I was like, no, yeah, maybe like I spent hours going to this date party that I never went to. She texted me this morning. She was like, had a good time last night. Sorry I didn't get you a pic. By the way, guess what his name was, Sarah?
Okay, like seriously, guess.
Jack
Was it
Black.
Jack Black?
No, it wasn't. No, but this just some idiot named Jack Black but apparently we found out today that the freshmen
Okay.
for the guys fraternities, apparently the older guys are like, you need to bring 5 girls to this party. And then they made him leave within like 30 minutes. So she was like, I don't know, mom, I was a date with 4 other girls. I refused to walk in the door because he wanted us to walk in together. And I was like, nope, not doing that. I'm just going to go make a phone call.
That party was definitely a scam.
And then she said he left. No, the older guys kicked him out.
Yeah, they were trying to increase their chances with the ladies. But the guy that actually was able to bring 5 women is too great of a threat because he's real competition. So get rid of him. That is a scam.
Oh, Jack Black.
That is a pyramid scheme.
It is a pyramid scheme. That's exactly what it is. Sarah, we need to go undercover for the next podcast. Sorry, Traders of the Lost Charts, but we're going to have to go undercover and break the pyramid schemes of fraternities and sororities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clearly.
I could go undercover as a college student. I still look college age because I basically am still college age. Basically.
No, you are. I could be an adjunct professor that just drinks too much on weekdays and weekends.
We'd blend right in. It would be too easy.
Yeah, we would blend right in. We'd be like, oh, that's that old adjunct professor. That's Sarah.
Awesome.
Okay, so Sarah, do you have any other questions for me?
I mean, yeah, I've got lots of questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got 3.
Let me consult mine.
Yeah,
hold on. I wrote all my questions down somewhere. Do you like cats?
It's a love-hate relationship. I sleep with Peachy every night.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer Middle Bed, but he's got an attitude. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's straight up got a tube. Just like Leo. Yeah, we should have named him something else. We should have named him like Missy Elliott. I don't know. But yeah, I do like cats, but I also don't like them sleeping on my face, which is what Peachy prefers to do. I'm like, no, that's just, I'm like, yeah. No.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your KuCoin adventures. Because when you first got on KuCoin, you were like wild with it.
Oh, I was an idiot. Honestly, the only complaint I've got, however, there's no way I would have gotten here. I think it's a natural progression. But somebody should have said, lock up her cards, lock her up. Like she cannot trade ever at all, except with a paper account. But I do think that because I started with because I used my free Coinbase, earned like $3 and $2, whatever. And that's kind of how I got started, because I was like, I'm not in a position to take money away from my family to divert to investment in a new career. Yes, I did take the course, and that was an investment in me. However, I did pay for the course with KuCoin, so that
okay.
so not bad. So basically, Coinbase paid for KuCoin to pay for my course, so that worked out great.
Course, so like the Rocky Outcrop and trade spotting course, that course.
Yes, yeah, Sarah, I'm not kidding you. Poor Rocky. That man has got to have the patience of a freaking saint.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm trying to sign up for the course like right off the bat, because you know me. I'm like, put me in. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want in. I want the course. And then I was like, because I had crypto money that I had made in the crypto account, so I wanted to do that. But I'd never transferred a thing. I didn't even understand what a wallet was.
Crypto money before you took the course, you were getting crypto money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, good job.
Well, that was from watching the channel, because I had no clue. I mean, I wouldn't even have a crypto account, or wouldn't have even been doing anything like that. Yeah. But the crazy part is, poor Rocky, I guess he thought that, like, okay, when I messaged him and said, can I pay in crypto? And he said, yeah, that'd be great. I guess he thought that would make rational sense to me. And I was like, so do I put it in an envelope? How do I print it out? Like, how do I don't understand how I get the cryptos to you in Scotland. And Sarah, the poor man literally paused like 80 times a night. He finally like got in a voice chat and Discord with me. And he was like, so what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just trying to send you the crypto. He's like, what kind? I was like, the cryptos, that kind, the crypto kind. I'm trying to send you the crypto kind.
He's like, is this real?
And he was like, Tezos. And I was like, who is Tezos? Are we mad at him? Why are we hating on Tezos? He sounds pretty fun. I would like to go out with him in Miami. Like, stop hating on Tezos.
That really happened.
Swear to God, I swear.
Can I pay for the course? Printed out cryptocurrency.
I'm like, well, I could see where, honestly, this is the cringe part of my trading journey, is when I go back on the amount of patience that it took to put up with my ignorant butt. And for them to calmly say, well, have you thought about trying this? Knowing what they really want to say, are you freaking kidding me, you idiot? No, not once, not once.
Too nice.
No, most kind and patient people ever.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, see this wardrobe change?
You told me something earlier before we started recording that was so funny. Was that before you subscribed to Rocky Outcrop, you basically didn't know how to use YouTube at all. Your claim was this was the first YouTube channel you had ever even subscribed to. Is that true?
No, it is true. And you can check, I don't know if you can check my YouTube subscriber history, but it is true. And because I never knew what that meant. I felt like that clicking that subscribe button meant that I was going to be charged $19.99 a month for life.
Right.
But I would get 2 shipments of pots or like knives that never went dull, which obviously they did go dull. I don't know. But I felt like it was like the subscribe button was a little bit of a yeah, but Rocky was the first channel that I was like, I'm opposed to the subscribe, but I will do it.
That's hilarious. And it's a little ironic because then you went on to join, which is a paid subscription.
Well, yeah, no, but he made that very clear and upfront. He was like, this is a paid. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate this. You tell me what I get and don't tell me, but wait, there's
early
more.
supporter too.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Early
got a
supporter.
really good deal on that.
Yeah, I do feel like I've got more months with Rocky than what shows up, because I feel like I had a credit card payment issue earlier on. With kids, it happens. They lose those things. I don't know.
You're talking about
But
the
I feel
super
like I
chat
lost-
milestone?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I feel like I lost 3 or 4 months, but whatever. We're not going to be petty about it. However, Rocky, please fix that because it really upsets me.
Oh man. So very smooth on the wardrobe change. No one will notice. Good job.
Right. Big E shirt. I'm sure Trade Spotting will love this because this is my shirt that I wore when I robbed his flat in Edinburgh.
Yep.
And I am wearing my Unreasonable Army shirt, so
yeah.
if he is mad, he can get over it because I'm wearing the hoodie. However, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
What is a jumper?
Oh.
Have you noticed that I think they're talking about, I can't tell if they're talking about hoodies, sweaters. What is a jumper? 'Cause to me, it's a onesie that you put on a 2-year-old child is a jumper.
I
Like you
thought
put
a
it in
jumper was a very sad person on a bridge.
That makes that story checks out to me. But when Jamie's like, yeah, I got on my jumper, and I'm like, are we?
Well, what
Where's
did
the
he have
fight?
on?
Where's-
What did he
where-
have
where's
on
the
when he
fight?
said that?
Oh, jumping out was the parachute? Is it coming out of your? But then I noticed something. I've been wondering this honestly over a year now. But then I noticed something on the cobweb of lies, also known as the internet, and I think people from across the pond call certain things jumpers, but I haven't been able to figure out what it is that there is. Does it have to, can it have a zipper? Is that a jumper? Or is it can it be just a one piece? Or like, what's the definitions of a
Right.
jumper?
In my associations from the use of the word that I've observed, it's typically like a big sweatshirt. So maybe something that's knit or like a warmer material. But I think it might also encompass hoodies with a zipper.
But see, so that's so confusing. Like
Yeah.
those are totally different wardrobe items. So we're gonna need some feedback.
We'll get answers.
We need
We will.
answers, guys. Everybody from across the pond, please comment in the box below and let us know what is a freaking jumper. If not, we're going to just assume you were all dressing yourselves in 2-year-old boys' clothes.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah, this is what I've always assumed.
Yeah, I remember a time where I was hoping we would get Trade Spotting branded onesies, like sleeper onesies with like footy pajamas in the Unreasonable shop, and it never happened.
Okay, that's got to happen, and we also need the P flap in the back.
And
Like-
with the P flap in the
Yeah,
back.
because you don't want to go out. Like if it's cold in the house, why else would you wear the footed onesie? It's cold, obviously.
Yeah,
So you don't want to have to take the whole thing off into the cold
that's right.
to do your business, to do your bidding. Yeah, so the flap in the back is like genius. So yeah, we need the
Absolutely.
flap in the back, Jamie. Just saying, Tom.
Just saying.
Just saying, Tom.
Just saying.
So Sarah, I made a couple of questions for you. Is it
Okay.
okay if I ask you a question?
Please do.
Okay. I came up with 3 that I thought were fun for you. First one's a little bit serious. What's the weirdest conspiracy theory that you've ever believed?
Weirdest conspiracy theory that I've
Yeah.
ever believed.
Even for a bit. You could have been talked out of it later, but where you bought into it for a
Like
bit.
I really bought it. This is tough because there's like the more recent conspiracy theories, some things are really far out there, like flat Earth, cryptids. I don't know if that counts. The JFK assassination isn't even a conspiracy theory. That was just a
Thank
straight up
you.
conspiracy.
Thank you. And so, and Marilyn Monroe in
Yeah.
the no, that's straight up. That's just facts, right? Or is
Right.
that we bought into a conspiracy theory?
No, it's
Okay.
real. The government admitted it was them. Man.
Wait, did the government admitted they murdered Marilyn Monroe?
No, JFK.
Oh, yeah, we knew that, but I'll send you a book you got to read
Okay.
about the Kennedy brothers, whatever, being out in LA, being pulled over by there's a lot of speculation that they also took care of Maryland as well.
Right. Okay. So one thing does come to mind. It's not on that level of conspiracy theory, but for a whole summer, I was totally taken in by the personality that was Andy Kaufman. Okay. I watched Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey. I fell in love with this character. I started watching Andy Kaufman clips on YouTube. Just like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this person, with this character. But at the same time, as everybody knows, he died very young from lung cancer. But because his public persona was so nebulous and difficult to pin down, and everything was a bit, and like people back then, they didn't do bits like that as frequently as they do now, so there were a lot of people, and there's still a lot of people today that don't believe that he really died. They think he must have faked it because that was his persona. He must have faked his death. He's got to still be alive. And for a few months in that summer, I was so heartbroken over the fact that this man was deceased long before my time, by the way, that I totally bought into the idea that he didn't really die and that he was alive somewhere as a very old man.
Can we just say that I'm genius? I have no clue about 90% of the things you just said right there. But I picked the right question because that was an excellent answer.
Yeah. It took me a bit to remember. I was like, was there something that I was like, yeah, this could be true? That.
Okay, that's awesome.
It connected with me emotionally.
All right, Sarah, on a grading score, as your teacher, I give you 99.9% on that test.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just kept the other fraction to just make you try harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
keep me determined. Keep me motivated.
Keep working, girl.
Just like hand sanitizer, you got to use it twice.
Just like hand sanitizer.
Any other questions?
I do actually. This may be a little off the rails, but hey, YouTube, get over it. Quit being such a censor Nazi. What's the cringiest thing to ever happen to you on the internet? And as a person that's not very familiar with the internet, I'm actually curious. So that was So what's the cringiest thing on the internet?
Thing.
Yeah, we're just like, ew.
Pass. Next question.
This is not truth or dare. Fine, now you got a dare. Okay, you want to do a dare, Sarah?
Look, back in my day, I was a troll. I was an internet troll, okay? So I caused as much cringe as I experienced. I don't need to go to those places. That's a very scary headspace to be in.
Wait, you were mean to people? No.
Not deliberately, no. But the one version
No, but I can actually see that. I could see you having fun with that. So
It was
not
more,
ruling it out.
I took things very seriously. And so it's like I didn't mean to be a troll, but I was one.
Well, y'all let me know if I become a troll, because I honestly don't. I'm literally like the internet virgin here in this place. Now, I remember when we were first talking about shirts for Brady and Ronaldo's stream. This was like 2 years ago.
Mm.
And I can't remember who it was. And somebody, I just messaged somebody that had been in the chat. And they said, "Are you going to dox me?" And my response was, "I don't know what that is, but sure, if you'd like it."
Sure.
And the
if you want.
response came back, "Okay, possibly I ran this person off from the community. I don't know." But he was like, "That means when you give out personal and confidential." I was like, "I was just trying to mail you a free t-shirt, dude. I was just trying to mail you a free t-shirt. I don't know why I don't even know what doxing is."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It can get pretty serious. It can.
No, I understand. I understand more now. I get that it like, and that's also what I love about this community is that it's been a very safe place. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, that's funny. She doesn't know." And the whole VPN, and I'm like, "I don't need that." And they're
But
like,
and at this point, we all know where each other lives. So.
"Oh no, yeah, 100%." Like, that's not weird at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. See you in Florida.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Sarah, I've got one more question.
Okay.
This one, I'm going to need you to really like shake your shoulders out, relax a bit. What set of items would you buy at a store to embarrass the shit out of the cashier?
I mean, honestly, it really depends on the disposition of the cashier, because I've had to buy tampons from 7-Eleven before, and sometimes it's like an older man, and they sometimes don't seem super comfortable. So that's like the lowest tier. Now,
Okay, that's the weakest answer ever, and I expect more from you. I'm sorry. I'm not accepting that.
okay.
My thoughts are, if a man acts uncomfortable, if I buy tampons, I'm going to throw the box at him.
Well,
literally just tear them up and put them in a Slurpee.
Look, I'm just getting the low-hanging fruit out of the way, because these are like, and sometimes they're not actually uncomfortable. I'm the one that's being uncomfortable, and I'm projecting. So, right. And I used to play an improv game like this, right? And it was literally like, "Oh, check out my olive oil and cucumber," and it's like, oh, everybody laughs because of the implications. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like, it's all the answers are either like so outrageously dirty that it's just too easy, or just like too obscure for me to come up with. So I don't know, maybe, okay, this is a combination that is hilarious. You buy some rope, some duct tape, and some rubber gloves, and then
fertilizer, and some daffodil bulbs.
No.
No. Who would bury someone and not put a flower to grow up on top? That's just cruel. If you're gonna murder someone and bury them, put the fertilizer out. At least you can do is make it a daffodil bed.
And also pepper spray. So you buy that in combination, and the pepper spray adds a little bit more spice.
Oh my God, yes. Sarah, I didn't think about this. I literally went into, and keep in mind, I don't speak English properly, obviously. I'm in France. We all know how they are very patient with this accent. I think they just think I'm singing all the time. I don't. But I literally went in, so I had the kids. Somehow they got lice in France. I thought that was even a southern. I didn't even know that they had lice in France. They do. They have lice there. My kids get lice, so I have to go in without being able to speak French to a pharmacy, like in Maine, right there in Paris, and try to explain to them that I needed contraceptives, lice treatment. But then Mandolin was there with Tanner, and they were like 16, and she was like, "Please give me some fingernail polish remover." So I got contraceptives, lice treatment, and fingernail polish remover. And I have no doubt, whoever that woman was who gave me the things I needed, who couldn't understand a word I said, she just looked at me like, God love her. God love her. Just give her all the things she needs. And she just smiled so sweet. I was like, thank you. Thank you. I'm so embarrassed.
What a dirty ass combination. That's funny.
Seriously. Contraceptive and lice treatment.
And lice treatment.
Like,
Come on, Amanda. It's France. I'm sure it happens all the time.
They did not seem shocked by it.
I mean, it's a very, what would you say, responsible combo.
Okay. Full disclosure, it turned out not to be lice, it was dandruff on Charlie's head.
Okay. That's better.
So so I had to go in and mortify myself into the pharmacy in Paris and get contraceptives, fingernail polish remover, and lice cream.
Right. Well, so if you do, you have an answer, like a creative answer to the question you asked me? Like, what's a combo that you would buy to make the cashier very uncomfortable?
Okay. Honestly, not even being creative, I can come up with actual examples. Another example is when my sister decided that she was going to plant daffodils. You don't outplant me. You don't. It's not a thing that happens.
Okay.
I'm at work. I saw her post something. She posted something on some social media, probably Facebook or something cringy. And I was like, oh no, bitch. I literally drove straight to the Tractor Supply. I was like, I'm loading up. But you also know I like to do my metal smithing. And they have great prices sometimes on the butane tanks for my blowtorch. So I got the butane tanks, and I got daffodils, and I got fertilizer, and I got, what else was it? I don't know. But Sarah, when I get up to the counter, the manager comes up, and the little guy there, like, he's a young little guy, and he's looking at me, he was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's just, the FBI requires that we report this. And I was like, the FBI? I'm just playing daffodils. But apparently my combination of things was just a little too toxic.
Red
so
flag.
I got reported to the FBI list. But then when I told him, I was like, you know what? At least if I was going to, I did buy an axe. I did have the axe. And and the chainsaw sharpening blades,
Okay.
the sharpen my chainsaw.
No, I'm starting to question your motives here.
No, but a little bit. You know what I told him? I was like, you know what? At least you've got to admit, at least if I was going to murder someone like this, I bought the daffodils for the grave.
Yeah.
I mean, that's straight up legit. I mean, if you're going to murder somebody, put daffodils.
That's so sweet and poetic.
I'm the nicest serial killer ever. Yeah, so that's my two experiences of buying stuff.
That's funny. I had to report it to the FBI. I mean, that's somewhat comforting, because you hear stories all the time of people getting away with crazy stuff because they're doing clear red flag things in public, and everyone's just like, oh, that's normal. It's totally normal.
No, they straight up red flagged me. It's probably the accent. I don't know what got. They were just like, yeah, she's straight up shady. We don't trust her. Put her on the no-fly list.
Well, honestly, it was probably the axe and the butane.
I did buy a lot of butane, but when it's on sale, when you gotta buy one, get one free, a BOGO on butane tanks, and you go through them like cordwood, yes. I loaded the whole buggy up with lots of butane. Yeah.
Yeah.
And fertilizer because my lawn needed it.
Your lawn needed it. So how's the trading going these days?
Okay, so I've really been jonesing.
Okay.
And I don't know if I should explain that to the folks across the pond. Jonesing means you have an addiction and you've not been having your addiction fed. I've been so busy this summer. Literally, I've not been home. I unpacked my bags after a month 2 days ago. Like, because it's just been a continuous revolving, get another bag, get another bag. So I've really not traded that much, but I'm getting, I actually hate to say anything about trading because I know that as soon as I say something, I'm going to be just as ignorant as I was 2 years ago. And I don't want to go back there. But I also realize there's so much more information. There's so much more learning to do. Like I literally am an idiot. And people say, oh, no, you're not. No, I'm actually, that's not me being humble. I'm saying I'm an idiot. And if you think you know everything about trading, you might want to focus on another career. Like, that's not going to fly. Not if you think you've got it all after a year or two. Hell no. No.
I'm telling you, every day almost, I feel like I know less about trading than I did 2 years ago. And I'm just waiting. When does it bottom out? Maybe it's just my confidence.
Hey, Sarah, no, that's what I was about to say. But I posted today and I said I had a trade in. I had a 16% gain for $2.
Yeah.
That's it. I've been feeling the exact same thing because I know I've learned enough to know that I don't know shit.
Well, and
it's the most terrifying feeling in the world. But I also know I've got to, just like I would tell my girls, it's okay. Fail. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. Put yourself out there. So yes, I'm trying to.
I also think it feels like you know less during a bear market, and it feels like you know more during a bull market.
Really?
I think so, because your
bull markets scare the hell out of me.
I'm just saying,
literally, you can go back and read my. Yeah, but I'm terrified because I know. Yes, I'm euphoric. I love it, but I'm terrified because I know it has nothing to do with any skill or any education that I have. That was just a fluke moment. Like yesterday, fluke moment. Yes, it's in the bank. But I've many times when one of those days happened, the first thing I post in the crypto channel is trader jail for me.
Oh yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know what this personality does. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm amazing. Watch me go. No, you're about to get liquidated, you idiot. Calm down. Go into trader jail. Go back to studying. Know your role and actually think about how you don't run the world. The world doesn't revolve around you. Know your role. Back it up. Yeah, so I do so. Actually, I think Jamie gave me a very nice compliment.
Oh yeah.
A while ago, maybe a year ago, I don't know, but I remember it very specifically. I put myself in trader jail, and he said, "That is very something wise or whatever, or something positive.
Very positive thing about
a very positive thing of you to be able to like know your weaknesses and rein yourself in." I was like, "Yeah, no, trader jail 3 days," but then I broke out early. Hey. Always got the robber shirt on.
Breaking out of trader jail.
Always breaking out of trader jail. I'm a robber.
Awesome.
Oh, so Sarah, do you want me to tell you now what you wanted to be when you were 12, even though you may not have known it?
Yeah, tell me.
I think you wanted to be a designer, architect, engineer. I think you wanted to create gorgeous buildings and like be with the numbers and the drawings but do things that world and people, and that's what when I thought about you today and I came up with that question, I thought that's what Sarah wanted to be.
I'm so surprised that you said that. I wasn't expecting you to say that, and when you said it, I felt a little bit of shocked because that's exactly right. And
Was it really?
Yes, that was exactly right. Because I asked for this floor planning kit for young people, tweens. for Christmas, and I got it, and it had all the little clear plastic walls and the doors, and like you could lay out the paper, and it would have like the floor plan, and you could design it. I didn't do much with it, but it was something that I wanted, and I got it. And when I first started at the community college, I went for an engineering program. I just picked one, you know.
But that's what, as far as I know, that's what everybody does when they go to college. I'm sure other people have better plans. That's what.
Unfortunately, I kept flunking out of pre-calculus, and there was just a lot of mental stress, and I didn't make it very far. So I took like an easier route, which was the creative stuff. It was more therapeutic. You know, I could get used to going to class and being self-motivated. And then I ended up in trading after
She is back to numbers.
Back
You're
to numbers.
You're back to numbers, Sarah.
Full circle. And I'm trying to prove to myself that I can learn something and I can master it. And I can. And I will.
Yes, you can. 100%.
Yeah.
I absolutely love learning, and that's what I love so much about this community and everybody here is everybody, even when I ask, however, I have been shut down, whatever, I'm like, so what's this dark web about? Everybody's like, you don't know. You don't know. I don't know what the dark web is, but everybody's like, no, stop asking questions about it. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So apparently I can't go on there. Yeah.
Yeah, you should not go
on
there.
Other than that, everybody's, well, if I can't even work my speakers for a podcast, I clearly don't belong on the dark web.
Oh, yeah, that's where all the illegal activities take place.
Well, what are illegal activities anymore? I mean, oh, you mean like the fun kind? I was like, basic human rights are illegal in most states.
Oh, man. No, I mean, I've heard interesting things, and some really bad things, like the bad things.
Like what bad things?
Like too bad for Traders of the Lost Charts. Hey.
Oh no, you can't A that away. Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll tell you
Sarah,
after the show.
Sarah, yeah, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to have a break for Traders of the Lost Charts PM edition. The XXX edition of Traders of the Lost Charts.
I'm just trying to get through all the course material, okay? Because I'm still struggling with that.
Sarah, me too.
The candlestick assignment. I've got 4 or 5 entries in my Google Documents trading journal, and I've been trying to get up in the morning to do it, and it went really well for like a week. And then this week I've been sleeping through my time slot, and I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and I'm gonna get through that assignment, and it's gonna be...
What do you mean time slot? Do we have time slots?
I made one for myself because I'm trying to hold myself accountable.
Genius on your part.
Yeah.
Good job.
First thing in the morning, 7 a.m.
Do you know what happened to me with the candlestick section of the course?
Tell me. What happens?
First of all, I'm not a graphic designer. So this does not come easy for me. I just created flashcards for all the candlestick patterns, which I've never actually used because I liked that process of. I was like, oh, this is fun, and I'm going to do this one. Oh yeah, and then let's add in some chart formations in there as well. Yeah, and I was like, literally, lady, you just wasted 3 weeks making flashcards that you're never going to give to anyone, you're never going to use, and you could have just memorized.
Amanda, just make them again. Keep making them. Just keep making them by hand. Just draw them. Write down the definite. Just keep doing it.
Well, you know why I gave up. You know me and my IT issues. I literally threw away 6 keyboards last night.
Why did you have 6 keyboards?
Because you never know which one is going to work.
So did you test them out and you figured out which one worked and you threw away the ones that didn't?
No. Well, okay. First of all, I may have spilt this entire container of jewelry cleaner on the keyboard. So I did have one that worked, but then after all that fluid poured
Was this
onto that.
before or after you took your Adderall?
Oh no, I was out yesterday. No, Sarah, this is me not on Adderall.
Oh,
this is
no.
why you have to medicate people like me. I'm a spaz without Adderall. Y'all think I'm a spaz now? No, I'm like stuff just flies around like it's almost like gravity. It's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I understand. I do.
All right, so Sarah, last question.
Okay.
Now, there's only one answer to this question. Am I going to see you in the next 2 months?
You're going to see me every day. I'm always here, Amanda. I'm clearly.
I know it, but I still like locking you in shower stalls.
I think there's a chance that you will see me in 2 months.
Thank you.
Because as the weather gets cooler, I feel less horrible after working outside all day, which means I have better days, I have better weeks, which means I'm going to have better months. And in 2 months, I'm sure I'll feel like a brand new person.
Well, yeah, I don't think you understood my question. Actually, basically, it wasn't a question. I was telling you I'm coming to visit you, and we're going to do the roof line and the coffee shop, like you told me about.
Yeah,
I'm coming to visit. Yeah, so that was my polite way of saying I'm coming to visit. I'll bring my own little sleeping bag or do whatever. I can sleep in my car. I don't care. I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm going to come visit, and sometime before December.
Awesome.
It's a meeting.
Yes, that's great. That's awesome.
Hey, Sarah, you are the absolute best.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've enjoyed watching every podcast. I hope all the viewers are not like, why is she I'm clearly rambling on, but whatever, people, get over it.
Yeah, come on, people.
Get over
this
it,
is
people.
Traders of the Lost Charts, not...
Clearly, it's a lost chart. We're lost. It is lots of lost things.
Lost our minds, yeah.
Lost our minds, but found each other in a very supportive and fabulous community.
Very supportive. We're really good friends and best friends for life. So thank you for coming on, Amanda.
I will be here anytime. If I ever make any money that my kids don't siphon immediately out of my account for their needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That $1,400 yesterday root canal. I was like, are you kidding me? This is a surprise thing? No, it's just a constant. So yeah. But as soon as I get my nest egg in there where they don't touch it anymore, I'm gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be good. Come on, Sarah.
Amanda, you're never not gonna give them all your money. Come on.
Why do you think, Sarah, I'm investing in the future now? No.
I believe in you. You'll have so much money. You will have
Sarah,
so much money.
I'm living in their basements. I'm eating all their food. Well, I don't care where. Like, that's not a thing for me. I don't care about houses. I just want freedom. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to house hop between all three girls.
Yeah.
And
you'll be set.
Feed those grandbabies chocolates and be like, Granny's out as I'm sipping my martini. And I just walk out the door. Yeah, no, I'm going to love this life. So yeah, they're going to be paying it back for a long time.
Okay, good.
Those little idiots.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, Amanda, you did so good. That was it was a lot of fun interviewing you and asking questions and answering your questions. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I like the answers to my questions. I think I've learned quite a bit about you, especially the conspiracy theory thing. It was very interesting.
Andy Kaufman broke my heart. I didn't even know he existed because he was before my time. So, I both found him and lost him within the span of one movie.
Okay, so Sarah, I generally wouldn't say this, but I feel like everybody knows. Clearly, I'm old and cracked, but Do you know one of my first memories ever? This does tie into conspiracy theories.
Okay.
One of my first memories ever is my dad had this green Dodge club cab, and it had like the two little jump seats in the back that faced each other.
Uh-huh.
And he and my mother sat up front, and it was me and Hope in the two little jump seats. And I remember that when I stood up in the back seat, that my head was barely above the flat back seat. So I couldn't have been big, like literally. And I remember all the traffic and all the flowers. Guess where I was? Memphis.
You were in
Elvis's
Memphis?
funeral.
No way.
Yep.
Dude.
But that's all I remember is I remember like in my brain, I remember like me like holding on to the back of the chair, like trying to peek over and seeing flowers and lots of lights. And it was really green. I guess that means it was summertime. I don't know, like fields and green trees. Like nothing was dead, but it was also very quiet. Like it was something that a kid knew. Like, even though it's beautiful and there's flowers and there's bands, you don't be happy right now. That's all I remember. But yeah, those were my first memories as a child.
Whoa. That's deep.
Well, it also makes me old as a bag of rocks. I love that laugh.
Oh, man. Zoom is going to kick us out of here in
Yeah, it is.
Okay. 30 seconds. So I guess I'll just close out and we can go to bed.
Okay.
So you'll see.
Hey, I enjoyed it, Sarah. I hope there's something here that you can work with.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, there's plenty to work with.
Okay.
I'll make Rocky do it.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Sarah, just send him raw footage.
Oh yeah, all right. No marks.
Just send me like, hey buddy, we worked all night. Just take it.
Just take this.
Hey Rocky, good luck with this.
I'm pretty sure he sends it to someone on Fiverr anyway. I don't know. But yeah.